welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that affects many, why 90% of men fail in life. But don't worry, we're not just talking about the problems, we're also offering solutions to help you succeed. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart, and I know it's something a lot of you guys struggle with. Why so many men fail in life. It's a tough subject, but it's one we gotta talk about. We're gonna break down the real reasons behind this, man. No BS, just straight talk. But here's the thing. This isn't about dwelling on the negative. It's about understanding the challenges, owning them, and then figuring out how to overcome them. We're gonna talk about solutions, strategies, and the tools you need to become the best version of yourself. Look, man, we've all been there. You're just drifting through life, no clear direction, no real purpose. It's like you're on a treadmill, putting in the effort but going nowhere. That's no way to live. You need goals, man. Not just any goals, but clear, actionable ones. Stuff you can break down into smaller steps so you're constantly moving forward. Think about it like this. If you were going on a road trip, you wouldn't just start driving without a destination, right? You'd end up lost, frustrated, and wondering how you burned through a tank of gas. It's the same with life. You gotta know where you're going. This isn't some wishy-washy self-help crap either. This is about taking control of your life. It's about figuring out what you want and then going after it with everything you've got. And let me tell you something, once you start setting goals and actually achieving them, the feeling is incredible. It's like you can conquer anything. The confidence boost alone is worth it. So, how do you do it? How do you find your direction? Well, it starts with introspection, man. Take some time to really think about what you're passionate about. What gets you fired up? What are you naturally good at? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? Once you have a better understanding of yourself, you can start setting goals that align with your values and aspirations. And listen, don't be afraid to dream big. The bigger the goal, the more motivated you'll be to achieve it. Let's talk about societal pressure for a second. We all feel it, man. It's like this invisible force telling us how to act, how to think, how to be. And for men, it's especially intense. Society tells us we need to be providers, breadwinners, the strong, silent type who never shows weakness. We're supposed to be successful in our careers, have all the answers, and be emotionally resilient no matter what life throws our way. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with wanting to be successful, providing for your family, or being emotionally strong. But when these expectations become so ingrained that they start to define our worth, that's when things get dangerous. It's like carrying around this invisible weight on your shoulders, constantly feeling like you're not enough. And let me tell you, that kind of pressure can crush you. It can lead to anxiety, depression, burnout, even unhealthy coping mechanisms. It can make you question yourself, your abilities, your entire identity. So how do you deal with it? How do you navigate these societal expectations without letting them break you? First off, you gotta recognize that not all pressure is bad. It can actually be a powerful motivator, pushing you to be better, to strive for more. The key is to differentiate between healthy pressure that drives you and toxic pressure that paralyzes you. Secondly, you gotta define success on your own terms. Don't let society dictate what you should value or what your priorities should be. Figure out what's truly important to you and focus on building a life that aligns with those values. And finally, don't be afraid to challenge the status quo. If you see something that doesn't feel right, speak up about it. Have those uncomfortable conversations. The more we talk about these pressures, the more we normalize vulnerability and redefine masculinity, the better off we'll all be. Let's be real, man, money matters. I'm not saying it's the most important thing in life, but it definitely plays a role. When you're struggling financially, it's hard to focus on anything else. It's like this constant weight on your mind, this nagging feeling of stress and anxiety. And let's not kid ourselves, the system is rigged. The gap between the rich and the poor is wider than ever, and it seems like the middle class is shrinking by the day. It's tough out there, man. Jobs are scarce, wages are stagnant, and the cost of living just keeps going up. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. There are things you can do to improve your financial situation, even if it feels like you're starting from scratch. First and foremost, educate yourself about money. Learn about budgeting, investing, building credit, all that stuff. There are tons of resources available online, books, podcasts, even YouTube channels dedicated to helping people become financially literate. Second, don't be afraid to hustle. Look for ways to increase your income, whether it's picking up a side gig, starting a small business, or investing in your education or skills. The more you learn and the more value you can provide, the more money you'll be able to command. And finally, be patient and persistent. Building wealth takes time and effort. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you're willing to put in the work, to be disciplined with your spending, and to constantly seek out new opportunities, you can achieve financial freedom. Chapter 4. Mental health. Breaking the stigma, one conversation at a time. Let's talk about something that's often swept under the rug, something that affects millions of men but is rarely discussed openly: mental health. We're taught from a young age to be tough, to suppress our emotions, to man up and deal with our problems on our own. But here's the thing, bottling up your emotions isn't a sign of strength, it's a recipe for disaster. It's like ignoring a ticking time bomb, hoping it won't eventually explode. The truth is, mental health is just as important as physical health. Our minds and bodies are interconnected, and neglecting one will inevitably impact the other. We need to break the stigma surrounding mental health to create a culture where men feel comfortable talking about their struggles, seeking help when they need it, and supporting each other through difficult times. If you're struggling with anxiety, depression, PTSD, or any other mental health issue, please know that you're not alone. There are people who care about you, who want to help, and who have been through similar experiences. Reach out to a therapist, counselor, or a trusted friend or family member. There's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it takes courage to acknowledge your struggles and to take steps to address them. And if you know someone who's struggling, be there for them. Listen without judgment, offer support, and encourage them to seek professional help if needed. Remember, mental health is not a weakness, it's a human experience. Chapter 5. Emotional Intelligence, the secret weapon for success in life and love. Alright fellas, let's talk about a game changer, emotional intelligence. Now I know what you're thinking. Emotions? What do those have to do with success? Well, let me tell you, emotional intelligence is like this secret weapon that can unlock a whole new level of success in your life. In your relationships, your career, everything. It's about being aware of your own emotions and how they influence your thoughts and behaviors. It's about being able to understand and empathize with the emotions of others. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone completely lose their cool in a stressful situation? Or someone who just couldn't seem to connect with others, no matter how hard they tried? Chances are they lacked emotional intelligence. Now, on the flip side, think about someone you know who's incredibly successful in their relationships and their career. They're probably pretty good at reading people, understanding their motivations, and adapting their communication style accordingly. That's emotional intelligence in action. And the best part is, emotional intelligence isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you can develop and improve over time. Chapter 6. Risk aversion and fear of failure. Stepping out of your comfort zone and into the arena. Let's talk about something that holds a lot of us back. Fear. Specifically, fear of failure. It's that little voice in the back of your head that whispers, what if you're not good enough? Or what if you try your hardest and still fail? And let me tell you, that voice can be paralyzing. It can prevent you from going after your dreams, from taking risks, from putting yourself out there. But here's the thing, failure is a part of life. Everyone experiences it at some point. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the absence of failure, it's how they respond to it. Successful people view failure as a learning opportunity, a chance to grow and improve. They embrace the suck, analyze their mistakes, and come back stronger the next time. So how do you overcome fear of failure? First, you gotta reframe your perspective. Instead of viewing failure as this big, scary monster, see it as a stepping stone, a necessary part of the journey. Second, start small. Don't try to tackle your biggest fear right out of the gate. Break it down into smaller, more manageable challenges. As you overcome each one, your confidence will grow, and you'll be more willing to take on bigger risks. And finally, remember that you don't have to do it alone. Surround yourself with supportive people who believe in you, who will encourage you to push your boundaries, and who will be there to pick you up if you stumble. Chapter 7. Breaking Bad, ditching the habits that hold you back. Let's be real, we all have habits that aren't serving us. Maybe it's procrastination, unhealthy eating, too much screen time, or just a general lack of discipline. Whatever it is, these bad habits can hold you back from achieving your full potential. They're like these little gremlins that sabotage your efforts, whispering in your ear, just one more episode, or you can start tomorrow. But here's the thing, you have the power to break free from these bad habits. It takes effort, it takes discipline, but it's absolutely possible. The first step is awareness. You gotta identify those habits that are holding you back, and be honest with yourself about the negative impact they're having on your life. Once you've identified the culprits, it's time to create a plan of attack. This could involve setting realistic goals, finding accountability partners, or using tools and techniques to help you stay on track. And remember, it's not about being perfect. You're going to slip up, you're going to have setbacks. The key is to not let those setbacks derail your progress. Just acknowledge them, learn from them, and get back on track. Act. Chapter 8. Environment and upbringing, escaping the gravity of your past. Let's talk about something that's not always easy to discuss, the impact of our environment and upbringing. Now, I'm not saying that your past determines your future, but it definitely plays a role in shaping who you are and the opportunities that are available to you. Some of us were fortunate enough to grow up in supportive homes, with access to quality education and resources. Others of us weren't so lucky. We might have faced poverty, trauma, or other challenges that made it harder to succeed. But here's the thing. Even if you had a tough start in life, it doesn't mean you're doomed. It just means you might have to work harder, be more resilient, and be more intentional about creating the life you want. One of the most powerful things you can do is to surround yourself with positive influences. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that will support your growth and challenge you to be your best self. And don't be afraid to seek professional help if you need it. Therapy can be an incredibly valuable tool for processing past trauma, overcoming limiting beliefs, and developing healthier coping mechanisms. Outro rewrite your story, the power is within you. So there you have it, guys, the real reasons why so many men struggle in life. But remember, this isn't about dwelling on the negative, it's about understanding the challenges, owning them, and then figuring out how to overcome them. The truth is, you have the power to create the life you want. It's not going to be easy, it's going to take work, but it's absolutely possible. So get out there, set some goals, challenge yourself, and don't be afraid to fail along the way. Because it's in those moments of failure that you'll learn the most valuable lessons and discover your true strength. Remember, failure is not a permanent state. By understanding these challenges and actively working to overcome them, you can pave your own path to success. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. Thanks for watching.